Look at this animal. It is a Nilgai, the largest antelope in Asia. And 400 years ago, before the camera, before the field guide, before the very idea of a wildlife photograph, someone sat and studied it until they could paint it exactly as it stood. No throne, no battle, no emperor on horseback. Just one animal rendered with the patience of a scientist and the hand of a master. This is what happened when a Mughal emperor decided the natural world was worth recording and gave that work to the finest eye in his empire. To understand this painting, you have to understand the man who wanted it made. His name was Jahangir, and he ruled the Mughal Empire in the early 1600s, at the height of its wealth. He could have spent his attention on conquest. Instead, he spent it on curiosity. Jahangir kept an aviary and a menagerie filled with creatures sent to him from across the world, and he did not simply collect them, he studied them. In his own memoir, written in his own voice, he recorded the animals around him with the eye of a naturalist centuries ahead of his time. When a zebra arrived at his court, people insisted its stripes must have been painted on by hand. Jahangir ordered an inquiry, examined the animal himself, and concluded the markings were real, natural, like a tiger's. When he saw a turkey for the first time, he wrote that it changed color like a chameleon and measured it against a peacock. He had specimens weighed. He had them compared. He kept records to track change over time. This was not a hobby. It was, in everything but name, science, and he wanted it preserved not in words alone, but in images so accurate they could stand in for the living animal. For that, he needed the best painter alive. The painter's name was Mansur. Jahangir gave him a title no other artist held, Nadir al-Asr, the wonder of the age. In his memoir, the emperor called Mansur unique in his entire generation. Mansur was not a painter of legends or kings, he was a painter of life. He documented the plants and animals of the empire with a discipline that feels almost modern, careful, exact, and free of decoration for its own sake. On a single journey into the valley of Kashmir, he is said to have painted more than 100 different flowers. He was the first artist anywhere to paint the dodo in color, a bird that would soon vanish from the earth forever. He was the first to record the Siberian crane. When something new and strange entered the empire, it was Mansur who was called to fix it on paper so that it would outlast the animal itself. That is the eye that turned to this Nilgai. And what he made was not just a beautiful picture. It was a record, the closest thing the 17th century had to a photograph. Stay with the painting because everything in it is a choice. The animal stands in pure profile, the pose a scientist would choose, because it shows the whole body at once. The long, horse-like neck, the short, upright mane, the narrow head, the powerful legs. Mansur uses light and shadow learned from European pictures to round the body out, so the flank seems to turn away from you into real space. Look at the color. The males of this species turn a deep blue-gray as they mature, which is why it is called the blue bull, though it is no bull at all. Mansur catches that exact slate tone and sets it against a soft rose ground with only a few sketched tufts of grass and a single inscription for company. There is no story here, no landscape, no drama. The animal is the entire subject, held still, studied, and honored. That restraint is the point. It tells you this was made to be looked at the way we look at a specimen and the way we look at art at the same time. This painting was never meant to hang alone on a wall. It lived inside an album, a private treasury of the finest paintings and calligraphy the court could gather, bound together for an emperor to turn through page by page. In these albums, a study like this was often mounted opposite a panel of calligraphy by an earlier master. Image and word, facing each other across the binding, framed in borders of painted flowers and gold. For 4 centuries it was seen by almost no one. a handful of people in each generation. It survived in museum archives, its colors dimmed by time. We recovered them, the slate of the body, the rose of the ground, the gold along the margins, and brought the animal back into the light. We restored this folio from museum archives and produce it as an archival matte print, printed with museum-grade pigment, framed in black, red oak, or white in 2 sizes, ready to hang. Free shipping. It belongs to our restored Mughal collection at Aurah Living. Paintings with stories worth telling, made for homes that tell stories of their own. 400 years ago, an emperor refused to let a single animal pass unrecorded, and the finest painter of his age answered him. You are looking at the result. Almost no one was, for a very long time. The painting is at aurahliving.com. The link is in the description. And if a story like this belongs on your screen as much as on your wall, subscribe. There are more where this came from.